this phone supports wireless charging, and it has a Kaku, I'm not sure what brand that is, wireless charge, fast charging station that you can put the THL Night 2 on. I'm going to try that right now and see if it works. So nothing actually showing up. Oh, there we go. So it takes about 2 or 3 seconds before you can see this red light, as well as the charging icon, lightning icon. I mean, looking back on it, doesn't actually sound that big anymore. That was what started me on this Chinese phone path, which is actually pretty interesting. Maybe a story for next time. We have a tempered glass screen protector here, a case, SIM popper, a USB-C cable, a wireless charger included, very nice, as well as a micro USB charger for the wireless charger, as well as a plug, and this is a European plug. So we'll test it out and see what we got. And we also have a couple of manuals and paper at the bottom, but we'll put all this aside and play with the phone first. So here we have the phone itself. I'm gonna peel off the plastic. This phone here is actually fairly big. It is 18:9, which is nice, but the bezels around the screen are actually very big, and you can see it pretty clearly because of the black screen and the blue background on the sides. But we'll talk more about the bezels later when I turn the phone on. But moving on to the rest of the phone, it's plastic on the back, so doesn't feel too great, and also a huge fingerprint and dust magnet. Look at the dust. I just took off the plastic and it's already so dusty and dirty. And here we have the THL logo, a fingerprint sensor that is a little bit tiny, LED flash, and the dual cameras over here. Now here we have the SIM popper, power, as well as volume buttons. And look at that, another phone with a headphone jack, something we don't see very often anymore. And here we also have the USB-C as well as the speaker grill. And of course, we also have wireless charging in the body of the phone as well. So let's turn this phone on and see what we got. So I've turned the phone on and set up my Google account. So as you can see, the top and the bottom bezels are not actually too big. But the problem with this phone is that the top and the bottom bezels, the one that goes all the way around, they curve out and around, which makes the bezels look a lot bigger than it really is. The side bezels are the same thing. The side bezels are not actually that big, but the problem is the side bezels here curve out and back in, which makes the bezels look very big, and it really makes this phone not look that great. It looks a lot better than regular 16:9 bezel full phones, but for an 18:9 phone, it doesn't look that great. Let's compare it to the Elephone U Pro. As you can see here, it's a lot smaller and has a lot less bezels than what you find on the THL Night 2 as well. Let's talk quickly about the display here. This is a 720p IPS LCD display, and honestly doesn't look that great. It actually looks better on the screen you're watching it on right now than it looks in real life. The roofs on the houses as well as the orange sky look a lot more saturated than they do in the actual phone itself. And if we keep on going, you can see that there isn't a lot of detail resolved into the grass on the side. And the next picture over here, again, it does have an okay amount of detail, but then again, the colors are not super saturated, but they are definitely okay. And if we keep on going, you will see that here, the 720p screen does look a tiny bit worse. If you look very closely, you can see that there isn't a lot of detail compared to even a 1080p screen, not to mention a 2K display. And if we keep on going, you can see that here, the colors are a little bit not as saturated as other displays like the Elephone U Pro. So again, it's not the greatest display in the world, but it is adequate and will fulfill most people's needs as well. Let's listen to some audio from the THL Night 2 with this Far Cry 5 promo clip.
I owe you my life, man. Seriously.
Alright, so the last thing we want to talk about is that this phone supports wireless charging, and it has a Kaku, I'm not sure what brand that is, wireless charge, fast charging station that you can put the THL Night 2 on. I'm going to try that right now and see if it works. So nothing actually showing up. Oh, there we go. So it takes about 2 or 3 seconds before you can see this red light, as well as the charging icon, lightning icon show up over here. So it looks like it works. Now, I want to see if this is Qi wireless charging. So I'm actually going to use my Elephone U Pro and see if it works on this wireless charging over here. So no charging. Let's slide it up and down, see if it works. Nope. So it looks like this is not Qi wireless charging because it does not work on the Elephone U Pro. So THL is really playing catch up with this phone. This is the first phone, or maybe like one of the few phones they've released within the past 3 years, which is really very sad for such a old, and back then they were a pretty good manufacturer that many people trusted. This is the THL Night 2 with fairly decent specs, and the crowning spec here would be wireless charging. You can wireless charge this with the included Kaku Fast Charge wireless charger. This is not Qi wireless charging, which is a little bit weird. I would expect them to use that because it's just